friends, welcome to Mimi's Mixed Bag. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first visit to my channel, I encourage you to check out my playlist. I have hundreds of craft projects, gifts, and party ideas, and I consider this a true variety channel. But today I want to share with you 10 of my best diet hacks to help me stay on track day to day. Now, if you're like me, when I hit 40, I had this nagging 10 pounds that I just could not shed. When I hit 50, I had another 10 pounds on top of that. So here I am, over 50, over 20 pounds overweight, and now I'm in my mid-50s and it's approaching 25 pounds overweight. I'm close enough to my goal to where I can hide it a lot of times with my clothing, but then other times I'll see a picture of myself and I feel like I'm 400 pounds. So I'm constantly on a diet. I'm constantly trying to stay on track and eat good, but I'll be the first one to tell you I love sweets and I love snacks and I love pizza. You know, you just can't look the way you want to look and eat what you want to eat. So I try to stay on track as much as I can. These things I'm going to share with you today, hopefully you will learn something and make it easier day to day. So the first one I want to share is a little emergency meal idea. And I call it emergency meal because it's not something I eat very often. It's shelf stable, so you can keep it for a long time. And it's these cans of light Progresso soup. They come in many different flavors, but you make sure you have to get the one that says light and it says 200 calories for the whole can. My favorite one is the chicken potato corn chowder. My friend told me to put this on the stove and heat it up and put a huge handful of spinach in the soup. And I tell you, it just really adds to the soup. It bulks it up and really makes a thicker, heartier meal. And I have done this many times, more so in the winter time when I need a quick warm meal and it's only 200 calories. That's a good emergency meal. The next one, and I've never been a huge yogurt fan, but this is the yogurt that I buy. I buy the big tub just because I eat it every night, but a friend of mine said she would rather buy the little cups because it really helps her with portion control. But this is the Carb Master. You know, some grocery stores carry a lower sugar yogurt, but I always get the vanilla one, and I just scoop myself out 2/3 cup. And then my favorite add-in is this sugar-free cheesecake jello powder, and then I will put either some strawberries or a little bit of granola, and that's a less than 200 calorie nighttime snack. And that is something I eat at least 5 times a week, is the yogurt parfait is what I call it. The next hack number 3 is something I learned off of TikTok about a year ago, and it's been a total game changer as far as wasting fresh fruit. I love mandarin oranges, and some brands are Halo or Cuties or Clementines, and there's like 20 in the bag. Well, if I eat 2 a day, by the 10th day, there's usually a couple rotten ones in the bottom of the bag. And I can't tell you how many I've thrown away over the years. Well, this person took the whole bag and peeled them and laid them out on a cookie sheet like a silicone mat and just froze them overnight. And I think I've got a picture here I'll insert of what it looks like. I just have them lined up as many as I can on one layer, and I've even layered it before because they don't stick to each other. And so I end up just pouring them all in a big freezer gallon bag, and then every morning I will pull out like 20 segments, which equals 2 mandarin oranges to eat with my breakfast. And these will last me 10 days or more, and I've never had to throw another one away. Now, you can also do grapes the same way. So between grapes and these oranges, it's like biting into a little bite of popsicle, especially if they're in season and they're sweet and good. I just can't recommend this enough for grapes and mandarin oranges. All right, so hack number 4 is something that I've done for many years. You can use regular salad dressing or light salad dressing, and you need some kind of container, like a mason jar or something. Well, pour your salad dressing in the container, and then just add a 1/4 cup of water to it, and it will dilute it. And sometimes you can save up 25% calories and it really doesn't sacrifice the taste at all. I usually do it on a smaller scale a lot of times if I'm out of my bigger batch. I'll put 2 tablespoons of dressing and 1 tablespoon of water and shake it up. It makes me have more dressing and I enjoy my salad a lot more. Number 5 is a meal idea that I've been doing for the past year that I've thoroughly enjoyed, and it really keeps the calories down. And I start off by buying some of these little silicone baking cups. I got a whole stack of round ones and some square ones and some little rectangle ones. And what I do is I put them in one of these little meal prep trays like this. So I usually have 6 little things to put in these meal prep things. So sometimes I'll put some diced up salami, crackers, grapes, nuts, pickles, you know, whatever I can find in my fridge to fill in my little 6 snack spots. Now I'm going to insert a picture here of a couple ideas that I've done, and I usually I tally up the calories, maybe 300 calories, and it's just a fun little lunch thing that I do for myself, something that I can make up 2 or 3 for the week and enjoy them for lunch whenever. All right, number 6 hack is something that I've been doing for the past 6 months, and I've been telling everybody I know. Usually between lunch and dinner, I'll always have an afternoon snack. I would always call it my after school snack. Well, I've started drinking a protein shake. Now, I'm not one that can drink protein shakes for my meal replacement. It just doesn't stick with me. I've done them enough to know that they stick with me for about 3 hours, and after that, I'm starving. But I have found that the 3 o'clock protein shake, it really fills me up. It gives me that dessert craving that I'm always having. It really affects my nighttime hunger. I just cannot preach it to my friends enough to please start trying this. And it's about 4 ingredients that I use, and I do this every single day. And if you love like Wendy's Frosties, this is close to a Wendy's Frosty as I can get, and it just really feels like that's what I'm eating every day. The first ingredient is PB2. If you don't know what PB2 is, it's just powdered peanut butter. They sell it, this is the name brand. This one's actually peanut powder with cocoa, but they have just plain peanut powder. Now, when I ran out of that, someone suggested that I try the Walmart brand, the powdered peanut butter, and it's exact same. Can't tell any difference. This huge container is $10. This is a must-have. And the protein powder I use is this pure protein rich chocolate. I use 1 scoop. You can get it at Walmart, and I will put the recipe down below for my afternoon protein shake. It just really sustains me where I'm not just snacking till I go to bed. And so I highly encourage the afternoon protein shake. All right, the next thing isn't necessarily a hack, it's just a good idea to have on hand. If you're like me, I always want a little bite of something sweet after my meal. It's just this sweet tooth that I've had my entire life, and these are some things that I buy to help myself. Now, you could buy a package of cookies, and I'm sure 1 cookie might be less than 90 calories, but with these little chewy bars being individually wrapped, they are 90 calories, and it's a whole lot easier to eat just 1 of these versus having enough willpower to just eat 1 cookie or something like that. So this just helps me when I take my lunch. I consider this my dessert. This is an apple oatmeal, super good. These are called Fruity Funs. They have all different flavors, but look at the calories because a lot of these granola bars can really be like a candy bar. These are super good too. These Russell Stover sugar-free. I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. These are individually wrapped, and they are 75 calories. I'll throw this in my lunch for work, and they are delicious. And I folded this in half because this is what I do a lot. These Quest cookies, they're a little pricey, $1 and something, but they are 240 calories for the whole cookie. And anytime I open one up, I immediately cut it in half. I mean, look how big the half the cookie is. I mean, they're almost like a crumble cookie. You could cut it in 4ths, really. But I will take a half a cookie with me as my dessert. And it cuts it down to 140 calories, and it's protein and helps sustain you a little longer. Always a good dessert idea. I've always struggled to get healthy fats into my daily diet, and up until about a couple years ago, I learned that I loved avocados. And so here is what I do just about every morning. I'll make myself avocado toast. And once you cut the avocado in half, it's going to turn brown like an apple. So I take this little bowl, I fill it full of water, and submerge the second half of the avocado in water. As long as that half is submerged in water, the next morning it's still fresh and green. There's always a half avocado in my fridge. Just about every single morning is what I eat for breakfast. Number 9 hack is I consider an emergency food hack that I've always tried to keep a couple linguines in my freezer, so if I come in at the last minute, I'm famished and I need something quick and I want to stay on track. For one, they are low in calories, they're good portion control. The biggest negative is that they are high in sodium, so I really don't eat them very often, only when, like I said, an emergency. So and they're kind of pricey, anywhere from $3 to $4.50. It just depends on which ones you get, and it's not a lot of food for $4. And I've tried to tell my family before that they're not diet, it's just a cup of food, and that's the reason why the calories are low. So what I do is, when they're not on sale and I want to meal prep some linguines in the freezer, I will buy a big frozen bag of the family size of whatever they have. I found this on sale. It's normally $9.99 and I got it for $6 something, but even if I'd have paid $10 for this bag, I'm getting 5 meals out of it. So this one is from Bird's Eye Supreme Pizza Skillet. There's 5 servings in this big bag. I toss it up in the skillet, put it in 5 meal prep containers, and I've paid less than $2 for 5 meals. Paid $6 something, I probably paid $1 and something per meal. So that is always a good hack, is to find the family size frozen meals and just split them up yourself. That's a good idea and saves some money and calories to keep you on track. All right, last but not least is one of my favorite light and low-calorie desserts that you can take somewhere to potlucks or parties or have it, with your own meal. And it's called 2-ingredient cake. I did a video, I guess probably 5 years ago on this, and lots of variations. It's an old Weight Watcher recipe if I recall. But the 2 main ingredients is a cake mix and a can of soda. And it just depends on your cake mix. You can use chocolate and Coke or Dr. Pepper. You could do lemon cake and Sprite. You could do an orange cake and diet orange, whatever 2 combinations you can come up with that would taste good to you. You don't use any oil or egg, and you just mix up these 2 ingredients in a bowl, pour it in a greased pan, and bake it just as normal. And that makes just a great little snacking cake, low in calorie. The only calories is just what's in the cake mix. But one way to bump it up a notch, to take it somewhere, you go ahead and bake it and then poke holes in the cake. It's called a poke cake. Mix up your Jell-O water and pour it on top of the cake. Put it in the refrigerator for, an hour, and then bring it out and then top it with some 0-calorie Cool Whip. You could use sugar-free, orange or strawberry, lemon, whatever flavor you like. But I will put that recipe down below, and I will call it Soda Can Diet Cake, and then also the link where I did that video a few years ago. So I hope you enjoyed these little diet hacks to help you in everyday living, to stay on track, to shed those few nagging pounds that just will not go away. Put down your favorite hack or some things that help you stay on track, and we'll all learn by reading the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back next week with something fun to share. Bye-bye.